And now it's time for Calling All Horror Hounds. All right, Horror Hounds, we are back at work at the Halloween franchise this week with Halloween Water. I'm sorry, Halloween H20. I guess that Halloween 20 years later is, I guess, what they were going for with this one. But let's be honest, we all just love calling this one Halloween Water. This is the first movie since Halloween 2 to return Jamie Lee Curtis to the franchise. In this one, she is, I guess, the head mistress at a boarding school that her son also lives at, and Michael Myers comes a-looking for her. Unfortunately, gang, this one's got a lot of problems. It has a Screamish feel to it. This is a movie that came out post-Scream, and you can feel the studio looking for something that's going to hit those same notes as Scream, and thinking that they could revive the Halloween franchise with that, feel, and failing for it. Additionally, Michael doesn't come off terribly well in this one. Michael Myers, if you're not familiar, is the masked killer of this particular franchise, and he just feels wrong in this one. It's hard to place your finger on it, but he's not the same shape of evil that he is in Halloween or the better entries of the franchise. Part of that is that in this one, his mask and his costume really suck. They don't feel very well thought out, and they just feel off. Partially, I think, because you can see his eyes through the mask, and a big part of what you love about him and his presence in the first Halloween is how just dark those eye holes are and how malevolent the force behind the mask and jumpsuit feel, whereas in this one it almost feels like if they had pulled the mask off at the end and discovered that this was some sort of weird copycat killer, Scream style, that in some ways would have felt more appropriate. I also don't care for the conclusion in this one, which seems like it's meant to be an ultimate confrontation between Curtis and Michael, that just is very frustrating and dopey. I don't want to spoil it, but I didn't like it. We can also give a shout out in this one to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who shows up in a very Drew Barrymore fashion at the beginning of this movie, again, trying to hone in on that screamification of the Halloween franchise. You could do worse. It is not completely unwatchable, but it doesn't meet the heights of Halloween or even of some of the better sequels like, say, Halloween 4. It's 2 stars.